These might be the best tacos we've ever had in Mexico.
We are headed to one of the most popular places in all of Monterrey, Tacos El Compadre, where they are famous for extra crispy breakfast tacos. It's also called Tacos El Muertos because it is between two cemeteries. Let's go see what all the hype's about. So this place is a factory. They're just banging customers out. They walk up to the window and they take your order. There's music blaring. Everyone is eating so fast. It's like the quickest service I've ever experienced.
They brought us a plate of onions and tomatoes and slaw, it looks like, and then 3 different salsas, spicy, medium, and not spicy. He made sure to show us the not spicy, but I don't think he knows who we are. Let's dig in.
All right, sorry, it was so loud over there. We decided to come over here so that we can finish our spread. The dude helping us speaks English. He's super friendly. We decided to get 4 different tacos. We got one chorizo con huevo, and we got that one on flour tortilla. The rest we did corn tortillas. We got a chili relleno con queso. We got the chicharron that Alyssa already took a bite of and loved. And then we also have the frijol. They smell amazing, and we got all of them todo crujiente, extra crispy. So I'm going to try the chorizo con huevo first on flour tortilla. Oh my God. Whoa. Wow. It really is the ultimate breakfast taco. The only place that I really know that does breakfast tacos is Austin, and this is 10 times better than that. This is amazing. I would probably get 4 just for myself.
This is a deep fried chili relleno stuffed with queso, and we added the hottest salsa, obviously. It's like cream cheese inside. I thought it was gonna be like Oaxaca cheese, but it's creamy. This is great. I'm sweating so much, it's so hot here.
Everyone online said that you had to get this one. This is the frijol con tocino, which is bacon and beans. High praise. These might be the best tacos I've had in Mexico in my life. Holy cow. You can tell that those tortillas are all made by hand, and they crisp them up in that oil on that plancha like so well. The fatty beans, the acidic salsa. This is a bite I will never forget.
We liked it so much, we're ordering 2 more. We're getting 1 more chicharron because that's my favorite, and 1 cabeza. Brandon's getting weird. Gonna try something out of the box.
All of the employees have their names on the back, and they introduce themselves to you by their names. And when they take your order, they take your name down so that when your order's ready, they'll call you out, like Jesus or Carlos. However, if you're the only white people, they don't take your name. They just know who you are.
Round 2.
Let's go. We decided to get 2 more. Alyssa's favorite and my favorite was the chicharron, but we decided to give this cabeza taco a try, which is another one of their most popular ones. That hot oil, right when they come off, that hot oil makes it so hot to the touch.
Oh my God, they're so hot.
If you've never had cabeza before, don't be scared. It is head taco, but it is mostly cheek meat, and most of the fat and cartilage is rendered out during cooking. So it is the most tender, succulent cut of meat that you can get. I would highly recommend, if you haven't tried it yet, to get a cabeza taco. Let's go. Oh my God. They're all so good. It's so tender, right?
It's like carnitas, but not. That's the best way to describe it.
And like every taco stand in Mexico, you eat first so you can order as much as you want, and then you pay after. We ordered 4 to start. We needed 2 more, so we have 6 total. So Brandon's gonna go pay now. If you make your way to Monterrey, Mexico, make sure you come to Tacos El Compadre. That was so fire. I'm so excited to see what the city has to offer. That total came out to about $7.50 in US dollars, which is about $1.25 a taco. And in America, I would have paid like 6 for each of those.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
So good. Make sure you go there. What's next?
We are walking 30 minutes to the center of town for more food. So we had no idea until we wound up in Monterrey that they are famous for something called a Syberian tostada. It is just a chicken tostada with guacamole and a heaping pile of sour cream on it. We are getting ours from Las Tres Tostadas, which is right next to our Airbnb and has phenomenal reviews. It was just over 100 pesos for a paquete that came with the topo chico, the caldo, and then also the tostada. The chips and salsa and the jalapenos came complimentary.
This is so much bigger than I was expecting. This is the biggest tostada I've ever seen in my whole life. Look, it's as big as my hand. This is insane.
We searched all the things that you have to eat in Monterrey. This one didn't necessarily come up, but once we got here, all the locals said that this is what you need to try.
I'm nervous because Brandon thinks he's gonna hamburger this.
Yeah, how else do you eat it? It's a sandwich, essentially. So I added some salsa to it. Let's go.
Oh, the crunch.
The thing that's surprising is just how crunchy that exterior shell is. You're gonna love the salsa is very tomato based. It's not very spicy. This is a perfect snack, and this combo with the soup is incredible.
The crunch.
All right, I guess we're gonna hamburger it. It seems to stay together pretty well, maybe because it's so freaking gigantic. I'm gonna go right in the middle. This is like my ideal food. Crunchy, sour cream, guacamole, a little protein. Chase it with a jalapeno.
Those look incredible. These guys come with a little side of rice and lettuce, and it's pretty much the same exact thing, just rolled different. It's presented differently. But these are really good. It's a little bit crunchier too, because you get those end bits. So I think the star here is the guacamole and the sour cream. Sour cream is totally fresh. It has a bit of a salty flavor to it. It's a little thinner than our traditional sour cream, but the guacamole adds this perfect layer of fat. The meat, it's kind of lean, and it's just there as like a placeholder for all of the fatty ingredients and the crispy exterior of the shell.
We have made our way to one of our few non-food stops of the trip. We are seeing the largest flag in Mexico. We mistakenly let the Uber drop us off at the museum, now at the top of the hill where the flag is. So now I have to walk up this hill for 10 minutes, and it's pretty freaking steep. But Brandon says the view is gonna be worth it.
I specifically wanted to pick a sunny day to do this, but that also means that it's the hottest day that we've had. And it's all uphill.
So the walk isn't that bad, it's just so freaking hot. But look at this gigantic flag. The view is amazing, and not only does Monterrey have the largest flag in Mexico, they have the tallest skyscraper in Mexico right over here. So this view gets you everything. This is so cool. Good way to work off all those tacos we ate. I know that the camera is not doing this justice, but this is freaking huge. It is so big.
It's 100% worth it to come and see this thing. It's the biggest flag I think I've ever seen in my life, and it is just enormous. It's the coolest thing. The view is worth it alone. So the Meson Estrella is this famous produce market in the middle of central Monterrey. It is an absolute scene. There are vendors screaming prices at you, offering you bags, samples. It is a place that you absolutely have to visit at least once when you come to Monterrey. It's 85 degrees, so we stopped for an agua fresca. You will find these all over Mexico. They are just water, fruit, and sugar. Delicious. A pan de elote is something I've never tried in Mexico, so I'm going to get one. 60 pesos. All right, pan de elote. This is just cornbread. We have it back home, but the guy was offering samples in the street, so I decided I had to get one. They're making them fresh to order in these huge cast iron pans. This one is still hot to the touch, so this is as fresh as you can possibly get it. Spoiler alert, I already tried the sample, which is why I ended up buying an entire head-size pan de elote. Oh, there's huge chunks of corn inside. Oh, it's warm to the touch. I love that. All right, I'm going in. It's softer, more moist, sweeter, and the crust is so superior to American style cornbread. The chunks of corn are even a little bit sweeter than our corn. This is an awesome snack. 60 pesos for this whole thing, I feel like is such a great deal. I would love some like leche crema on this or something, but this is phenomenal.
I think it's a thing you take home and eat, but we're just eating it in the middle of the street. While everyone's yelling at us, like, why are they eating this in the street? But it's great.
Just a short walk up from the Paseo Santa Lucia, which is the famous river walk in Monterrey, is Botanero Moritas, which is a famous place to go, and it is a place I have been Instagram stalking since we found out we were going to Monterrey. This is like kind of a hip spot with a great cocktail program and delicious snacks. We were greeted right away, and he immediately swapped out the Spanish menus for English ones. I prefer to keep the Spanish menu just because I like to practice. Got some chips to start, ordered a couple drinks off the menu.
So we are starting with 2 cocktails, which is very unusual for us because we're normally just beer drinkers. I got the Katrina, which has Don Julio 70, strawberries, berries, and mint. I am so excited, and look how cute it is. I love it.
So I got the Doña Blanco, which is like a cucumber tamarindo style margarita with refrescos, and Don Julio Reposado. It's got a tahini rim, and it's garnished with a cucumber. Oh, that's bomb. We started with some tuna tostadas and some grilled asparagus with potatoes and a balsamic reduction that are super flavorful and cooked perfect. Let's go. Oh my god, it's so flavorful. The fish is super fresh. Oh my god, that's so good. There's a chipotle mayo on there. Honestly, cannot describe how tender that tuna is. The fattiness of the avocado goes so well with it. It's like a bite-sized ahi poke. The tostada is perfectly crispy. It's got a great mouthfeel. It is honestly incredible.
The tuna tostadas were so good that we decided to try the vegetarian option, which is the artichoke, alcachofa, artichoke, Parmesan cheese, mushroom, and bacon. Oh, I guess it's not veg. There's bacon on it. Veg for Mexico.
Oh, the artichoke is like roasted, and Parmesan cheese makes it salty. You get the earthy mushroom taste, and that tostada is so crunchy. This is gonna give the tuna a run for its money. Come here, just get all the tostadas. These are great.
So I ordered a papa loca. There's bacon, salsa verde, onions, but this is like the cheesiest monstrosity I've ever seen. Fingerling potatoes smothered in cheese with salsa verde and this bacon all over it. It's served in this piping hot cast iron plate. It's amazing.
That was so great. It came out to 1,300 pesos, plus we tipped 270. So 1,570 pesos was just like $82.
Yeah, that is definitely about as fancy as we get for a night out, but everything was totally worth it.
And we had a lot of drinks.
Good morning, everybody. Alyssa is at the Airbnb editing a video for you guys. I decided I want to go for a walk. I noticed that I was right next to this place called Barbacha Ahogada. They are famous for a specific type of sandwich with barbacoa de res, which is a beef barbacoa. Most places in Mexico do lamb barbacoa, but this is unique because they use beef, and it's also in kind of like a bread pocket. So it's a different type of torta that I've never tried. It looks almost like a baguette. So we're walking there right now to try it out. There was something subtle about the Coca-Cola references, so I decided to get a Coke with my paquete. My paquete came to 115 pesos, and it comes with these papas de gallinas, which are like these bright red potatoes, and also I got one sandwich. They have this really cool salsa bar with all the toppings you want, cilantro, onions, limes, and they also have a couple different hot sauces. I understand right away why it's tortas ahogadas, because it is soaked in like that barbacoa juice. It is super packed and really, really heavy. What a unique sandwich. I have never seen a torta that's closed off like that. It smells incredible, meaty, juicy. I cannot wait to get down on this. All right, so I'm just gonna go in straight away for a bite. That is so good. It's meaty, juicy. The barbacoa has like a roasted chili. She asked how spicy I wanted it. I asked for it spicy. and it does have a really good kick. Now I'm gonna load it up with some of those toppings. Hopefully this one is the spiciest. It's orange, like almost orange juice flavored. There seems to be like habanero in there or something. Wow, I've never had a salsa like that. So unique. The onions add like such a good bite to it, and the cilantro just adds a bite of freshness too. The bread is like the best Parisian baguette. It's almost like a banh mi type of bread. It's crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, and that pocket keeps the meat super, super hot. The salsa is mildly spicy. I really like the orange one. It's a unique flavor for sure. This is just a perfect sandwich. So I'm in love with potatoes any way I can get them. Let's see what these adobadas potatoes are like. Wow, those are really good. It's like limey for sure. There's lime on there. They bake it and it's oily. It's like it's coated in the drippings from that barbacoa. So it's a perfect accompaniment. It makes too much sense. I think I might mash one of these up and put it in the torta. That's the bite. This place is amazing. It's a little messy, but it's absolutely delicious, and it's worth going out of your way for. This is an awesome barbacoa sandwich. Whoa, that place was like totally empty when I got there and then totally full when I left. I still have a bunch of barbacoa in my teeth. But this place, Barbacha Ahogada, is an absolute must hit in Monterrey. So Monterrey is absolutely enormous, and one thing that is surprising is just how much construction there is everywhere. Every single street we seem to go on, they're digging up the roads. I don't know if it's the time of year or if they're growing so fast that they can't keep up with it, but almost every road that we go on is being worked on. We've stopped at our next location, Cafe Esoterico, which is this really cute cafe inside of a food hall that looks absolutely incredible and came highly recommended.
We've come here for two things specifically, chilaquiles and a toffee latte, which is this cool latte that comes with chunks of toffee on top. I'm gonna get some enchiladas, I think, and then we're obviously gonna get the toffee latte and some other coffee drink.
So one thing that's really cool about this place is it's connected to the Metapatio, which is like this collective of food vendors and breweries and bars. So it's definitely a different scene at night too. Ooh, our coffee's here.
Sí, gracias.
Qué bonito. Muchas gracias.
Ooh, fun.
Do I pour it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Es para que se derrita,
Sí.
se disuelva.
Perfecto, gracias.
So it comes with the milk and ice on the side with a hot espresso with these toffee chunks on top, and she said to just pour it in and let it drip down. It also looks like the ice is like flavored, so maybe that's the toffee nut flavor. I don't know, I didn't translate the menu, so I only read the words that I knew.
So it should melt that toffee, right? Oh, I love the layering like that. It's really good. The coffee is strong. It's not too sweet, that toffee. It melts just the perfect amount. It's caramely. It almost has like a creme brulee type of flavor to it. So it's like burnt sugar. Oh, wow, that's really good.
And now all the toffee bits are melted, so this bottom part is just like straight sugar, just to get you ready for your day. I would get 2 shots though, because there's not enough coffee in it for me, but it's so freaking good. So I got the enchiladas con queso. There's a little bit of corn and queso fresco on top, and we asked for the spiciest salsa that they have. The green sauce is so good. Ooh, and the tortillas are great.
For some reason, I thought it would be melted cheese, but it's not. Still good, just not melted.
Brandon got the red chilaquiles with a fried egg. He added avocado. I am so excited to dig in. It is hot, it is fresh, and it looks spicy.
Oh, man. Chilaquiles are easily my favorite Mexican breakfast, and this will not be the first or the last time that we have chilaquiles on this trip.
They are both good, but the chilaquiles are the plan. You should come and get one red and one green and share them both.
I honestly would come back just for the chilaquiles.
Yeah, the chips stay crunchy for so long. We filmed all of this, and we've been talking, and the chips are still that like nice crunch.
And the salsa's great.
Alyssa just reminded me, this is our 3rd time having chilaquiles. For sure, this is the best. We had them in Mexico City, we had them in Cabo, but this is my favorite.
This is a little out of the way, but worth the trek for sure. That toffee latte and the chilaquiles, that's all you need in life.
So the public public transit is not that great. There's only 3 metro lines and the buses are kind of hard to use. So we've been doing a lot of Uber, but the Uber rides are like $3 to $5 and then we just tip $1. So it's been great. We have made our way to the fancier side of Monterrey, San Pedro Garza Garcia. It's a little bit more expensive over here, but the buildings are much newer. And it's really weird because you go through this tunnel and then you're on a completely whole different side of Monterrey. We have stopped at Bread for some coffee and a croissant. Brandon got an espresso shaken with ice. He loves foam on his coffee. I got a dirty chai, which is a chai with a shot of espresso. And we got this beautiful ham and cheese croissant. Look at all the layers in that. It looks so good. Should I tear it in half like you like to do?
Hell yeah.
Ready? Oh, look at the ham.
Oh, hell
yes.
yeah.
It's so flaky. It's like falling apart like crazy. Oh, the cheese is so good. Nice and flaky. The flavor is so buttery. A bit too much. It's cold. I'm pretty sure if we knew how to ask, we could have asked them to warm it up, but it's good cold too. The croissant is so good. Look at those layers.
It's so easy to see why this was one of the most highly recommended coffee shops and panderias in the city. The vibe in there is really cool, and we are in just the nicest mall area. The juxtaposition of this city is crazy. Like between one side of the hill to the other, there's something for everyone and something for every budget, for sure.
Next on the list is Tacos Atarantados.
This place is famous for having multiple trompos, so it's not just like pastor trompos. There's a lot of different varieties, including lamb and steak, so I'm so excited to give it a shot. So one thing that is unique is this is like a sit-down restaurant. So you're greeted at the host stand and they'll lead you to your table.
She brought us over some salsas for us. And if you've seen our Mexico City video, this place reminds me of Lot, Tacos Orinoco, but it's green instead of red. And Tacos Orinoco originated here in Monterrey. Check out our Mexico City video and tell us if you see the comparison. It looks exactly the same. I'm interested to see if the tacos are similar too.
We decided to start with a sortino, which is a mixture of the 4 main tacos that they have off the Trompo. And then we also got something called a volcanes.
Which comes with a puerco, which we would say is pastor in San Diego or in Mexico City. And then carne asada. And then there's frijoles and cheese on the bottom. And then it's a crunchy shell topped with onions and cilantro. And look how the onions are cut. It's so different than normal. Because normally we get chopped up onions and cilantro. It's a little bit fancier, I think. It is pretty small. She did tell us it was going to be small, but we have a ton to eat, so we don't really need a bigger one than this. The meat is so thin. The beans are really good. I love the bean spread on the tostada. The tostada is really crunchy. You can tell it's homemade. The meat is sliced so thin and it has this really smoky flavor. None of the salsa I put was too spicy, so I'm gonna have to figure out which of these 10 salsas is the spiciest. But this is really good. I like the red onion on it too. You usually get white onion. Red onion's a step up.
So the only thing that I'm certain of is that that one is the puerco. I think that this one is lamb and it's differentiated with this little red onion. I think this one is the arrachera or the steak taco. And then we also have another one. I have no idea what it is. I think it's called Ramos. It has what looks like chicharrones on top. It's garnished with cilantro, onion, and the pork one has pineapple on it. Oh, and this one also comes with a flour tortilla, which is unique.
Just testing the meat to see what they are.
Yeah. That one, oh wow, the meat on the steak is so good. And then this one I tried is lamb for sure. Oh, this is different too. I think this might be lamb also. I have no idea what I'm eating. So far the meat is perfectly seasoned. It's really well cooked. They crisp it up on that trompo really well. Let's load these up and eat them. I love when they just give you all the salsa that you could ever want in your life on the table. I don't know which is hottest, so I'm gonna do a little rainbow of salsa. Phone eats first. This is so good. The meat is seasoned absolutely perfectly and it's nice and crispy. The tortilla is very fluffy.
The lamb one was so good because it tasted like Euro meat, which is like impossible to find in Mexico.
Look at the char on the outside of this meat. Holy cow.
So that last one on the flour was for sure lamb. This one I think is beef. One with the chicharron on top. I think it's the fattiest part of the chicharron mixed up into little bits.
So there's like really fatty pieces mixed in with the meat on this one, and the chicharron, it's just so good. Like it's so fatty and so good. Next is the next beef one.
Yeah, who knows what I'm working with here.
Cheers.
Last but not least, the pastor with the pineapple on there. The pineapple is really awesome on there. It adds like a bit of sweetness with the spicy salsas and everything. This is great, but honestly, for once, I'm gonna say the pastor is not my favorite. Really, really flavorful and really delicious, but there are some gems in this place.
Okay, my favorite is whatever meat one with the chicharron on top, followed by the lamb on the flour tortilla. And I think we're gonna get more.
Gracias. Round 2.
As we finish up this buffet of tacos, that's it from Monterrey. We are headed next to Guadalajara. Make sure you subscribe. We're gonna eat a ton there too.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it.
Follow us on the gram. So hot.
You got burned my mouth.
Look at, she didn't even bite through. All about that hype.
No, like legit, we hype a lot of stuff, but these are like the best tacos I've ever had.
He gave me a toothpick, but I didn't even want to use it. I want to keep this in my teeth as long as possible. Come here.